Hi, I'm Tessa. I'm here to discuss how having offspring is superior to living a child-free life. See, there's always going to be that someone around us, or maybe you yourself, just can't stand being around kids. Like whenever there's kids' laughter, and they'll like, oh, gosh, kids. Right, the person you're now thinking of is whom I'm describing. But it's fine for people to have their own preferences. It doesn't mean that if you don't like children, then you're definitely a bad person. Actually, there's zero relation between whether or not you're going to have your own baby and whether or not you like kids. Take Sarah Hosseini's article for an example. In her article, Yes, I am a mom, but I don't like kids, she said that kids are soul suckers, dream crushers. They suck my bank account dry. They put my life on hold a lot of the time. They create mountain ranges of messes throughout my house. They watch me piss and poo. Like, I don't get it. Why are you in the bathroom right now? However, I do love my kids so much and I can't imagine my life without them. So I don't think that I'm a total monster. Well, from her experience, we can know that even though you are not a child lover, you can still become a caretaker. And here's the agenda for today. First of all, I'm going to share 3 advantages that's only for those who have kids. And every coin has 2 sides. So follow up, I'm going to introduce 2 beliefs that are slightly considered to be out of social norms. And finally, I'm going to share how having offspring is superior to living a child-free life. Here we go. The 3 advantages is having a kid, you'll gain a huge sense of responsibility and your life will be enriched. And believe it or not, having a kid even make you wealthier. First, responsibility. Being a parent means that you are going to become a caretaker. And parents always have this inescapable responsibility to bring up their children, like always wish them for the best, giving out unconditional love unconsciously. And this is actually an action of showing responsibility to take care of their own babies. To quote from Mitch Albom's Finding Chica, he said that the most precious things you can give someone is your time because you can never get it back. When you don't think about getting it back, you are given it in love. See, I recognize this as what every parent are doing. They are always there and they like always wish for the best for their children. Like whenever we need our parents, they're always there for us 24/7. Next, parents are also be expected to guide and modify the behavior of their offspring. Like they have to behave themselves to make their children a better person. See, so they have to set a perfect model for their kids to mimic. Like I can still remember when I was a kid, I used to steal my mom's accessories and wore her high heels, of course, when she's not around, and fooling around the house and feeling great about it. And the funniest things is when I grew up, and one day I witnessed my younger brother, who is 6 years old younger than me. He did the exact same things, like wearing old accessories, fooling around, feeling good about it. So kids do mimic their parents. According to the Journal of Human Ecology, a passage shows that parents are expected to conform with the acceptable behaviors of their children, and parents are expected to participate in activities to prevent crime and disorder for their children. Becoming a perfect caretaker is also a means to give back to the society. See, from a theory of a French sociologist, Emile Durkheim, he said that parenthood structures people's life and also integrates people into social networks. And all of above, it provides meaningful and purposeful life to the person who is experiencing parenthood. For me, it's kind of like a trait going on. Like the society provides you a structure to live in, and you accept that ideology and you give back to the society by repeating the cycle of parenthood, and the society give you a sense of purpose in life and to make you feel like a better person in that particular society. Having kids also make your life enriched, like in several aspects. One of the aspect is having kids make you healthier. Like kids is always energetic, and due to the inescapable responsibility of being a parent, you always just want to be strong enough for them. Like you will take good care for yourself in order to always be there for your kids. And the health status is not only like physically, it's also included your mental health. See, from the survey of National Survey of Families and Households and the International Social Survey Programme, there is a cross-cultural agreement like 80% to 90% of people and slightly more women than men all agree that watching children grow up is life's greatest joy. See, kids may be annoying, but they bring lots of laughter and they help create memories, good memories, and it makes you more healthier. Moreover, due to tons of research, it shows that emotional rewards of having children are outweighed by the emotional and financial cost that is following up. See, like I just mentioned earlier, having kids is help you create tons of good and happy memories. Having kids is make every day like a brand new adventure for you. A research shows that good memories seem to have a positive effect on health and well-being, possibly through the ways that help reduce stress or help maintain healthy choice in life. In other words, it means that we judge based on our life experience. So having good memories make you a better person in the society. And finally, wealth. How is having children make you wealthier? See, after having children, you'll be 100% devoted to your family. And in this case, you'll like stabilize your finance and because you want to provide a better life for your family. And to do this, you gotta stay within the budget. I would like to share a short story to make this idea sound more vivid. I always consider myself an extremely lucky person, since, to quote from a famous illustrator, Jimmy Dale's words, he once said in an interview that being lucky is to have the rights to choose. And I really can't agree more. I am so grateful to have an open-minded parent. Like I never have to worry about financial problems, and I always get whatever I need, like without going through any kinds of family revolutions. However, this nice and happy household, its appearance now is not built within a short period. My parents are not like quite highly educated and they got pregnant in a relatively young age. And the three of us live a poor but happy life. I still remember we used to dine in the night market a lot because it's a cheaper place to have a meal. And however, after my father finished her service in the military, he started to build his company in scratch, which I admired a lot. I'm sharing this because I think that I am a living witness of how kids can motivate a human being, in this case, my parents, to settle down and manage to provide a better life for their kids. So, in conclusion, having kids benefits in all aspects like social aspect, health aspect, economic aspect. Its benefits in the long run. It may like cost some time and money at the beginning, but it will like pay back eventually. Well, each coin has two sides. So now I'm going to share the two beliefs that are slightly considered to be out of social norms. The first one is there are some people out there believes in parenthood paradox. And the second one is some people thinks that having children is like a huge economic burden. Scholars typically separate the separate parental status and happiness in two genera. First is children make people happier. Second is childless leads empty and lonely lives. However, there's actually the third type called voluntarily childless. And this group of people are aware of the parenthood paradox. Therefore, they choose to pursue freedom and pleasure, and thus, this typically group of people are actually considered a relatively happy group. And according to the study done by the Journal of Child and Family Studies, it said that women who believe in intensive parenting are more likely to have negative mental outcomes. In terms of intensive parenting, it means that people who believe that women are better parents than men, and they consider people who believe in intensive parenting consider children as something sacred. So they always make decisions and do things child-centered. And this will lead to negative mental outcomes. Some people thinks that having a children is a huge economic burden, since according to the statistic Netherlands and National Institute of Budgetary Information, raising a child costs an average of 120,000 euro from birth to age 18, and it is about 17% of one's disposable income as 2019. And this amazing high number caused due to demographic transition. In terms of demographic transition, it means that it's a phenomenon which refers to a shift from high birth rate and high infant death to low birth rate and low death rates. This means that people are getting older and baby are getting fewer. In conclusion, due to several reasons such as family background, religions, life experience, and culture, and so on, each individual may hold different values towards life. In other words, people just see things differently. And for those who are aware of the parenthood paradox, and for those who think that having a child is a huge economic burden, they are holding a values to quote from a movie, The Shawshank Redemption. They hold the values of gets busy living or gets busy dying. And in their case, they think that the outcome of investing on children seems too uncertain. And plus, as the society is getting more prosper, industrialized and urbanized, it costs way too much to provide education for their children than it used to cost. However, although to live by learning as if you were to live forever is indeed a pretty productive way to spend one's life. And child-free made life worry-free, with no doubt, but it's still necessary for people to have offspring in order to gain long-run benefits. Like, life is just a one-way ticket, and for me, we have to spend every limited time to find a sense of closure. And I think having kids is an access to find a sense of closure. See, when you are in your old age and you start reminiscing, and if you have kids, you can think of tons of good memories with your kids, and it will make you feel like you live your life purposefully and you really have had an amazing life. And those memories will make you realize that the inevitable cost of freedom is definitely worth it. Because since having kids in a marriage can not only make your life purposeful, but it also make yourself make you the best version of yourself. Try this again. See, when you are in your old age and you start reminiscing, and if you have kids, you can think of tons of good memories with your kids. And those memories will make you realize that the inevitable cost of freedom and time is definitely worth it. Since having kids in a marriage can not only make your life purposeful, but also make you the best version of yourself. And this is the end of my sharing. Thank you.